feels like it's been absolute ages since there's been any modifications to my car. Mainly we having to do maintenance bits and stuff like that. Like just had a new diff installed, which we did here. But we recently went to Auto Retro and they had an auto jumble, which I picked up an absolute bargain. I managed to pick up a matching set of Sparco Sprints. They're the new sort of design. They're also still in date. And I picked these both up for the sum of £80, which is crazy cheap. Condition wise, this one was quite dirty, which is cleaned up quite well. There was a couple, this one here's got a tear up here, which just like anyone else would do, I've got my mum to sew up. But yeah, other than that, they look brilliant. So I've done the same with what we did with the Mark 1. Bought some Jassperformance rails, and I've just purchased the matching passenger set made by Jassperformance from Bofi Racing. Yeah, let's get them in the car. The seats I currently have are the cloth Tombstone. They're actually, I think, from a Mark 2.5, whereas obviously this is actually a first generation. Really nice seats actually, really comfy, but we're thinking about going over to more of a track focused build for next year, so hoping to get this on track next year, maybe trip to the Nürburgring or something like that. 2 bolts at the front, and then there's 2, you move the seat all the way forward, just down there. Right, so this is how the underside of the OEM seat will look. See, there's a plug that wasn't plugged in, but if you've got a 2.5 that might be plugging into something. And if we come under here, focus the camera, we have 1 bolt, another bolt on this side, and then if we were to slide the rails all the way up, sorry, all the way down, we'd get access to 2 bolts at the top. So we removed the 4 bolts, and then it pretty much just falls off. Also 2 bolts on this side of the bracket mount to the seat belt, and we can put that to one side because we need that. So the front of the seat down here, and then we'll just pop these all in loosely. Now these are a 13, which is a bit of an odd size, but right, now before we put the seat back in, I'm going to remove this bottom mount for the seat belt. And I'm doing this because I'm going to wrap this into the Sparco Sprints, make it a little bit more comfy. Pop that over there. just take this, and then because I want it to run inside, we do the same with ollies. And bolt that just back into the see what one seat will look like. Now the passenger is slightly different because you've got one fatter bracket to the other, and the same with the driver's side. The longer end, maybe you want to call it, goes towards the front, and on the passenger side the sort of fatter bracket actually goes on the right hand side of the seat. So we'll do the same again. There we have it, 2 Sparco Sprints. So now if anyone was wondering, seat belts sit around there. Obviously you could extend the stalk if you wanted. Now these bolt to the rails, so there's none of this sort of bolting to the... if you do say a Mark 1, they have bolt to the tunnel down there. Pretty much the only difference. So you could get Mark 2 rails and they look a bit like this. Oh. So for reference, I am a 32 waist, so you can see they're pretty snug on me. So if you're probably any bigger than that, it might be a no, maybe a 34 is probably the max. These are probably one of the bigger. You see there's not much room here, so if you wanted a bigger seat, they actually probably wouldn't fit. I mean, I'm going to sit on a fourth in this, because I'm short. But yeah, no, it feels nice. Seat belt, come across there, plug in down there, which seems to work all right. Job's a good one. Now I do have a half cage, so I could put in harnesses later on, which I probably will, but poor. So there we have it. That is everything you need to do to install Sparco Sprints. And it should be the same with the R100s as well from Sparco with the Jassperformance rail adapters. Now, those adapters are sort of the cheapest way of fitting bucket seats to these cars. They're about 86 quid, I think, for the pair. But yeah, otherwise you're looking at, I don't know, 150 quid for a sliding rail at least, I would have thought. All fixed mounts, which are probably good for motorsport, but a little bit annoying for the day-to-day use.